Alright, if you want a real simple and quick hack for your PSP, it's going to allow you to play PSP games that you download, Final Burn Alpha for arcade games, SNES, Sega Genesis, NES, and tons of other systems. Stay tuned. Alright, so first off, PSP memory cards can be expensive. This is going to be the best thing you can get right here. They're very cheap. You may want to buy a couple. Everybody says they don't last very long. I got a couple months on this one, no issues. This one's actually going to hold 2 SD cards up to 64 gigabytes apiece. So you got a 128 gigabyte possibility right here. Your PSP games are very large. Many of them over a gig. I have a couple 1.3, 1.2 gig games. A couple of them 0.8. So you're going to want to get a big SD card. But for the point of this video, I'm going to run a 16. I'm going to put this back in. We'll get on the computer and I'll show you how to hack it. So this hack is actually for the 6.60. But don't worry if you're not in the 660 firmware, because in the hack pack that I'm getting ready to show you how to get, there's actually an update for 6.60. And if you accidentally use the PlayStation Network to update it, it'll go to 6.61. But don't worry, there's a Chrono Switch downgrader for that. Go back a video, and that'll show you how to do that. I'll talk about it again later in this video. So let's go to the computer, and I'll show you where to get your hack pack and how to install it. Alright, so now we got our PSP connected to the laptop. You're going to want to download this PSP hack. That link will be down in the description. It's going to be a real simple Google Drive download. It's going to pop up. You got links. It's going to show you where you can get some extra emulators and change your firmware and all that. But everything in here is already in the hack pack I'm showing you. So put the 2 folders in the root of the PSP. You have an ISO and a PSP. Under PSP there's a game. Now this is going to be where any of your emulators, any of your emulating ROMs and PlayStation 1 games. So if you're new to PlayStation 1, go back a few videos and I'll show you how to do PBP eBoot ROMs. That's actually PSX on PSP ROMs. They're really simple, way easier to move over. The video is actually showing me how to do it on my arcade, but it's going to be the exact same thing. You're just going to move those files right into here, right at the bottom. So here's all your information. I'm going to back up 1, 2, ISO. ISO is where you're going to put PSP ROMs exclusively. That's the only place you're going to put them. So my PSP is the G drive. Yours may be a different letter. You'll see when you plug it in if something adds to it. You're going to open it up. Your PSP is going to have more folders on it. I delete them all. You don't need them unless you're listening to music and playing videos and all that. This is still the PSP hack pack that I showed you to download. All you're going to do, slide those over. So now we moved over that hack pack. Just going to open this up. Before we actually hack the PSP, you can go ahead and, if you want to save some time, move over all your ROMs, your emulators, and all that. Again, remember that this hack pack already comes with Sega Genesis, NES, SNES. If you do want MAME, arcade games, stuff like that, the folders should be named all. I will make another video on this, but this is where you're going to play your MAME games and all that. You're actually going to put them in this ROMs folder. But to do that, all you're going to do is move this all folder, put it right there, and that's going to let you run arcade games. So if you have any other ROMs, say if you're going to run Pico Drive for your Sega Genesis games, you're going to come right here, you're going to drag your ROMs over there. I'm not going to do that right now, I'm more focused on the PSP. So we're going to go to the ISO folder, that's where you're going to move your PSP ROMs over. Some that I've already extracted. I did just upload a video yesterday about extracting Emu Paradise ROMs. A little bit different than all the other ones, but once you actually get them installed, we'll go ahead and move over Fight Night Round 3. Again, I'll save you some time watching it. As you can see, that 1.05 gigabyte games are very large for the PSP, so on this 16 gigabyte, I'm probably only going to be able to hold 8 to 10 games with all the other files I have put on it. So let's fast forward this. Okay, so now we're on 660. If you're not on 660, don't worry about it. The hack pack that we installed actually has update for 660. If you accidentally download from the PlayStation Store, it'll be 661, and you can't downgrade. don't worry, go back a video and I'll show you how to use Chrono Switch to back it up to 660. I actually accidentally did that making this video. So, in your hack, I said before, you got the SNES, you got the Pico drive, and Final Burn Alpha. I put that in there. But you got tons of emulators you can run, but mainly I'm just worried about the PlayStation games. So you got your Pro update and your fast recovery. Every time you shut it off on this setup, you're going to have to come in here, fast recovery, but it's like the name says, it's fast. You don't have to go through all this again. You just click the fast recovery. So we're at 660. We're going to do the Pro PSP firmware update. So now that we got it opened up, we got a little menu. It's going to say press X to launch custom firmware. So we're just going to press X and let it do its thing. So now that we're back up, as you've seen, that was very fast. Now, you got the SNES. Obviously, that's going to be your Super Nintendo. You got the Pico drive, that's your Mega Drive or your Sega Genesis. And we got the Nestor for NES. So, the main reason I'm here is for PSP. And there you go. I'm going to back out. I don't want to show any game footage on here. But as you've seen it work, thank you everybody for watching. Now it's time to flood the PSP with ROMs. Obviously you're going to want a bigger SD card. But for the point of this video, I just use a 16 gigabyte. One thing just to show you, if you do power off your PSP, you're actually going to have to do the fast update. You don't have to go through the whole thing, even though the actual hack itself only takes like 5 seconds. But you do a fast recovery. Same way, you're going to go into your memory stick. Now, if you was to click on any of this, none of them will work. And as you notice, PSP games are gone. So you're going to come down here to the you're going to come down here to the Pro Fast Recovery. Now you're going to run your memory stick, and there's your games. So, thank you for watching. You now have a hacked PSP ready to fill with ROMs. If you have any questions, or maybe I wasn't clear enough on something, hit a comment down below and we'll get you worked through that.